So I have over $138,000 invested in Vanguard's VTI Total Stock Market Index Fund. And in this video, I want to show you what the dividend payments look like by having that much money invested in this ETF. We'll go through the different accounts that I have, what those payments look like on a quarterly basis, and we'll see how it looks annualized out every year. Let's go. Okay, really quick before we jump to the computer, if you are not familiar with VTI, I've done a video all about this. It's basically a way for you to invest in and own the entire US stock market. And you can do that with just a few $100. So if that's interesting, check that video out. All right, let's dive into the computer. I'm just gonna break down each account that I have and how things look from the dividends of VTI. Okay, so here we are on the computer. So I actually have 4 different Vanguard accounts, which you can see on the screen. The first is a brokerage account. This is basically money I put into Vanguard post-tax and buy VTI outright. That account has given me about $800 of dividends this year so far in 2022. So that's pretty cool. Next up is the Rollover account. This is basically a rollover IRA. These are previous 401ks and things from other jobs I've had that I've pulled over into Vanguard specifically so that I could control where that money goes and buy VTI directly. That's $172 of dividends. SEP, this is a SEP-IRA. So I've done a video about all of these really, but the SEP-IRA is if you own a business, if you're like a solo entrepreneur and you get paid income from your customers or clients, you could fund a SEP-IRA. This is also a tax-deferred retirement account. I believe it's up to 25% of your income. So it's pretty powerful stuff. Check that video out if you want to learn more. $257 of dividends from the SEP-IRA VTI holdings. And last up, the Roth IRA. So this was one of my first Vanguard accounts. Post-tax dollars, I've received $165 of dividends in 2022. Okay, so jumping over to the summary page, here you can see my 4 different accounts that I just spoke about and the actual quantity of VTI shares that I have in each one. So getting close to about 700 shares of VTI. What I've actually done here is you can plug in some Google Finance calculations. So that's the share price of VTI, and I just multiply it across the balances, and it spits out this $138,000 balance collectively is my VTI position. Okay, those dividend calculations we saw on the other sheet are here, which means so far year to date, I will have received $1,400 of dividends, which is pretty cool. Okay, next let me show you how I tried to calculate the dividend yield. I basically took the total dividend payments I've received and I divided that by the balance of the amount of shares I had from that specific account to give me a percentage. And then since we've only had 3 quarters this year of payments out, I basically would divide that by 3, saying, okay, this is kind of projected to give me over 4 quarters a dividend yield of about 1.4%. The only thing is with this account, the Roth, I've only received 2 quarters of dividends because I rolled in the money I had in other things into VTI. I think I actually moved from a target date fund into VTI in that account, which gives me just 2 quarters this year of dividend payments. But overall, it looks like over the course of a year, about 1.35% dividend yield. And I believe the projected dividend yield for the fund is around 1.5. Okay, and so right here on the fly, let's just say we would take the total balance I have, we'll multiply it by this projected dividend. And so I should theoretically end up around $1,800 by the end of the year from dividends. I do plan to add more to VTI. This was my largest position for quite a bit, but I really started to switch over and invest in QQQ, the NASDAQ 100 ETF. That's where I've put a lot of my money this year specifically. All right, and so let's do one more calculation here together. Let's take that $1,800 per year dividend that I'm kind of at right now, and I just want to see if we divide that by 12, we've got about $155 a month in passive dividend income from VTI, which is pretty cool. And you know, as this account grows, as I add more to VTI, just imagine that number growing every month becoming a much bigger sum, hundreds of dollars a month, thousands of dollars a month. This is how that compound effect and that passive income start to grow over your investing career, which is really exciting. I'll keep you updated with this account as it grows over time. And if you like videos like this, let me know in the comments. I could do more where I kind of show some of my accounts and we dive into the numbers together. If that's something you like, please let me know. Okay, thanks for joining. If you found that helpful, please check out my other ETF videos. We'll see you back here next week.